Welcome back to Living in the Pacific Northwest with Hal Byrd. I'm Hal Byrd, and on today's video, I'm going to show you a way to save money on your interstate or cross-country move. So if that's something you're interested in, stay tuned. For those of you who don't know me, I am a licensed realtor in Oregon and Washington and a relocation specialist, and I help people relocate to Oregon and Washington from all over the country. Today we're doing a little bit of a different style of video. We're doing a screen recording, and I'm going to show you a website that can help you save money on your move or really on your next road trip. So this can apply to a lot of different things, but for my clients, and because I specialize in relocations, helping them decide what logistics make the most sense for their situation and what they're trying to accomplish is regularly a part of my job description. And so I have a lot of conversations with that or about that with my clients. And I was speaking to one of my clients last week, and we were talking about her getting her stuff up here and what she might be able to do, and just those logistics, those moving logistics that are inconvenient and no one really loves to deal with. But if you want to move from one state to another, you have no choice. You have to deal with it. So I'm very familiar with that process, having helped dozens of people relocate to the Pacific Northwest and also having relocated myself. And I'll show you a little bit about the route that we chose for our relocation in a minute. But I hope this will help you save money and kind of evaluate your options. So there are three main ways to get you and your family and your furnishings up to the Northwest, and your autos, because that's very important. So you have the option number one is the moving company option, where you hire a moving company. They will typically bring a large truck, you box up your stuff. You can hire local movers there and local movers here, but you hire a transportation company that will transport your stuff up here. That is very expensive. I had clients get quotes anywhere from $8,000 to $15,000 to accomplish a move that way. And that doesn't factor in, that's just their personal belongings. That doesn't factor in their vehicles. And for a lot of my clients who are either very successful or collectors or have large families, they're not just moving two vehicles. Many of my clients have 3-4 vehicles that they need to move up here. And if they're collectibles, then selling them isn't really an option. When Jarrett and I were thinking about moving, we had 3 vehicles at the time, and we knew we were getting close to moving, so we ended up selling 1 vehicle and decided to move up here with just 2. Just 2, right? So you could do the moving company option, that's option 1, and then you could hire an auto transport company, an auto shipper, or a shipping broker to transport your cars. A lot of my clients are not very comfortable with that. It's expensive depending on where in the country you're coming from. It can be in the high hundreds, say $700 plus to $2,000. So logistically, it can be challenging having to deal with those people. Also, if you're moving with pets, like a lot of my clients, the most pets any of my clients have ever moved with was 7. This couple was one of the partners in this couple works for Banfield, and they manage veterinary offices, and so they've taken in a lot of animals that are very important to them, and they moved here with 7 animals. But I've had clients move with multiple cats, multiple dogs, so that's also a consideration. If you go the moving company route and then you ship your cars, how are you going to transport your pets? They're going to have to fly, which brings in more considerations and can be very stressful and traumatic to pets. So the next option is you could do pods/U-packs for your stuff, where they drop a container off into your driveway where you're moving from. You load it up, they come pick it up and ship it up here. That is a very popular option, but you're still left with, do I ship my cars or do I drive my cars? And then if you have young kids, that adds in another layer. I had a couple or family move from North Carolina, and the husband drove cross country by himself. And because they have a a young child under 2, the child and the mother flew out here and met him. So depending on the logistics, the age of your children, if you have pets, these are all things that you want to factor in when you're deciding what logistics you want to use to move. So I've said all that to say the other option, which is the option that my husband and I use, which we call self-moving or getting light, is basically to drive your own vehicles and transport your own items. That is the cheapest way to do it. And it's not necessarily the easiest, but it's the cheapest. We weren't attached to our furniture. We were perfectly happy to get new furniture when we moved up here. So we got light, and we have a video talking about that. And basically that means that we sold personal belongings that were heavy or difficult to move or not important to us. And so our physical items weighed less. We got light, and we were able to fit them into a trailer. And then we had 2 vehicles. We went from 3 to 2, and my husband had his 2 motorcycles. So I'm gonna show you our setup, and then I'm gonna show you how you can save money if you decide not to ship your vehicles and you decide to drive, whether you're coming from, like several of my clients, South Florida, Louisiana, Texas, California, anywhere along the southern part of the country. This can really help you and save a lot of money. So let's go ahead and share my screen. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how we did it. This is our minivan. And so you can see we have a U-Haul trailer. We had a hitch installed on our van, and then we attached a trailer, packed up the trailer, and drove. You can tell this is still in California because it's very dry and there's palm trees. And then as we got into Oregon, so my husband drove this car because it was heavier. We had the van packed itself plus the trailer pack, so it was much heavier and more difficult to drive. I was not familiar with driving a trailer, so I went with the smaller, lighter vehicle and the 2 motorcycles on the back. This is actually, where is this? Oh, this is Seven Feathers. This is a casino in Oregon off of I-5, and we stopped for gas, which ties into what we're going to talk about, which is this tool can help you save money on road trips and on moving. So if you're going to be moving, I highly recommend you use this trip planning tool. So you'll go to GasBuddy.com, and you're going to want to go to plan your trip, and you don't need an account. It doesn't cost any money. And all you're going to do is you're going to put in your starting location. So let's say you're moving from Dallas. So you're moving from Dallas, Texas, and you can put in your address. So from Dallas, Texas to Vancouver, Washington. And you can say via, but we're going to leave that blank. We're going to select trip type as one way, measurements, US. And let's say you drive pick a car, dear.
Ford Explorer.
Okay, a 2021 Ford Explorer.
With a Timberline package.
Hey, that actually is one of my clients' cars. It says no models found. That's not a great example.
Oh, okay. How about a Subaru Outback, the official car?
Oh, Subaru. Okay. Where's Subaru? There it is. Subaru, loading models, no models found. Why is this not? Let's go older. Of course, this has never given me problems. Here we go. And now it is. Okay. Subaru, Outback, whatever. We'll just pick one. Okay. So if it has your car in here, it's going to tell you what you get in the city. Subaru Outback, 25 mpg in the city, 33 on the highway.
You sound like you want one now.
No. So vehicle information, 2016 Subaru Outback. If your vehicle is in here, it's going to load in the city mpg, highway, tank size, and the type of fuel. So if you put in like a luxury vehicle, if you put in a Mercedes or something like that, it will automatically change it to premium. If your vehicle is not in here, you can just Google your year, make, and model and MPG, and you can get this information and you can fill it in. So if you know that you're like Jarrett and myself, we're grandma and grandpa drivers. So if you know that in the city you get better than 25 miles, you know, you could pull this data out of your actual car. So you can change it to your driving habits or style or whatever. So we're gonna click calculate my trip, and it's going to route us from Dallas to Vancouver on the cheapest route possible. So you'll see here, it'll say total trip cost 100, and we're rounding $95. If you use this, and I mean, this isn't a huge savings, but sometimes it can be more. It just depends on how much variance there is between gas stations along the route. So this is a 2,000-mile drive. You would use 60 gallons of gas, save $35, and it's going to tell you where to fill up for each place and how many gallons you're going to need to get in each place. And so that's how it's going to save you money. GasBuddy is a crowdsourced app that people who use the app are reporting what the gas prices are in real time, round the clock, 24/7, 365. And so, for instance, Claude, Texas is doing pretty good. It's $2.42 a gallon in Claude, Texas. So I remember those gas prices. So what you're seeing here is each stop, and then you can set your GPS to route you to this exact gas station. You'll know how much to fill up and what it should cost. If you do this, a day or two before your trip, you'll have up to the minute gas prices, which is really helpful. So this is just one way you can save, and it makes a big difference because if you go the trailer route, if you were towing with the Subaru Outback, you're not going to get 33 miles a gallon on the highway. So you can even go down, like we could go down to, let's say you get 25. I don't know what the average rate that you would lose is, but if you're not getting 33 miles a gallon, your trip cost goes up to $245, and it's going to adjust your stops accordingly. So I hope that's helpful in letting you guys know one way that you can save money on your move. Moving is not an inexpensive thing to do. There are a lot of incidentals and costs, and while this isn't going to save you, I guess it could save you thousands if you choose to not use conventional movers and then also ship your cars. This could save you thousands, and then this is just another way to save a little money. So I hope that this was helpful. If you would like to speak to me about your potential relocation to the Northwest, whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in the Portland metro area and the greater Vancouver area, I would be happy to help you. My phone number is 360-818-4438. You can shoot me a text or a call, and my Zoom link, so you can schedule a Zoom with me, is down in the description. I would love to hear from in the comments. If you guys have used GasBuddy, do you find this type of video helpful as you're planning your logistics? I would love to hear from you guys. That's probably one of my favorite things about putting out videos. So like this video, subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube has a habit of randomly unsubscribing people. So make sure you do that, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Ciao.